Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Hockeybar. March is upon us. Today's the 1st of March, and we have an episode to get to, so why don't we get started? So first in the news is about Senators coach Guy Boucher, who has been fired and replaced. So Senators are worst team in the league right now. I think they have 46 points, right behind the Kings with, I think, Kings have 55, and the Red Wings are nearby as well. So Boucher is now gone as coach. He coached the Lightning and now the Senators, so he's been fired, probably because of the performance of the team. He coached for 3 seasons with the Senators, and that was the end of it. Now, in my personal opinion, Boucher is definitely not to blame at all for the team's performance, okay? All the off-season nonsense that happened with the management and the Carlson thing, they had to trade away Carlson, which Boucher obviously didn't have any hand in. Um, so the lack of leadership is there, and that's one of the main factors. Also, the trade deadline, trading away guys, Duchesne, Stone, Dzingel, all guys that really score a lot for them and get them in the games. Again, traded by their GM. Okay, so Boucher has really nothing to do with this. Honestly, I don't know why he was fired. He honestly should have just dealt with him and then moved on for next season because the season's already over for the Senators almost. I mean, I don't know if they even have a chance of making playoffs anymore. They do, I believe. Like they'd have to win like every game from now on. So Boucher really shouldn't be fired, and I'm kind of against this. But Senators management felt it was right, so he's been replaced by Coach Mark Crawford. In that, okay, and then another news story was so the Maple Leafs made their first appearance at the Islanders since John Tavares was traded. He was not given a warm welcome. The organization, however, did give him a warm welcome. They gave him a tribute and everything. So the organization treated him with respect. Now the fans did not, as you can see from the picture. It's a little bit of explicit, and the traitor thing and the snake and everything else. Fans are not happy about Tavares, abandoning the team. As a captain for a long time, leaving to Toronto. So not something the fans are too happy with. And to make matters worse, the Islanders won the game, I believe, 6-1. So the day could not have gotten worse for Tavares. You know, every time he'd step on the ice, there'd be a rain of boos coming from him. They would chant things like "We don't need you" or "a hole" over and over. So it was not a pleasant experience for John Tavares, obviously. So hopefully the next time he comes to New York, maybe it'll subside. But he probably knew it going in that he was not going to receive a warm welcome. The fan base is not happy with him. They haven't been, and so he definitely got a real ribbon. And I don't know if he deserved it or not, but he did kind of stick up for himself and didn't do anything. And then moving on, we got some injury news about Derek Stepan of the Coyotes, who's going to be out of the lineup for a while, maybe till the end of the season, probably 4 to 6 weeks. So that'll put him late March or early April return. And he was injured with a lower body injury. He was carried off the ice by trainers and teammates. It was in the third period of the last game, so he almost made it through the entire game. So hopefully the injury subsides and he'll be back on the ice before the end of the season. Coyotes are trying to make their presence known and try to get a playoff spot. So Stepan is definitely part of the reason they've been getting so good. So hopefully it won't affect the team as much. So now moving on to our game to watch is a original 6 match between the Canadiens and the Rangers. So the Rangers and the Canadiens both made a couple moves over the trade deadline, so we can see them in action. They didn't work with each other, but they made some things. Canadiens just coming off a huge win against Detroit earlier this week, 8-1, or no, 6-1. My apologies. So no, I think it was actually 8. Yeah, it was. So the Rangers have lost a couple in a row going into this, and the whole Zuccarello thing, the team's not happy about that. So hopefully everything goes good for the Rangers at home against a rival like the Canadiens. So that game is going on tonight, and we should see how that one goes on. And then our second game to watch is a rivalry match that is kind of high stakes, where the Predators and Jets are playing off. So both these teams are very close in the conference, in the league, and in their division. So it's a big game. The Jets are ahead of them right now. Have a couple of injuries they need to worry about in Morrissey and Bufflin. And then the Predators are fighting to take the lead in the Central Division. So big game for both of them, so it's going to be a hard fight for both. The winner of this is going to determine a lot in the near future. So some divisional rivalry right here. We'll see how this one goes. So now moving on to stats, we have Kucherov still leading in both points and assists, 104 points and 74 assists. Goals are still led by Alex Ovechkin with 44, and the plus minus is still led by Ron Hainsey's at a plus 32 as of now. And then goalies, we have Lanner of the Islanders. As we talked about earlier, the Islanders had a good game against the Maple Leafs recently. Lanner's goals against average down to 207, save percentage at 93.1. Goalie wins, led by Marc-Andre Fleury, finally hit the 30 mark, and he also is tied with Andrei Vasilevsky at 6 shutouts. So they'll see some changes in stats soon, and we'll have to see how that one goes. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Hockeybar. It means a lot to us. I want to thank you again for tuning in. I just said that. If you're new to the channel, do make sure you hit the subscribe button. We do videos every day, and we love to see the support. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.